Construction of the Ajaokuta-Kaduna-Kano, or the AKK pipeline for short, began in June 2020, with the government saying it would help generate 3.6 gigawatts of power and support gas-based industries along the 614-kilometer route when completed. The $2.5 billion project had originally been scheduled for completion by the end of the first quarter, but delays in securing funding resulted in Nigeria's National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) financing the project.
This is a must-deliver project. This project has not stopped for one day. We are continuing to fund it despite the fact that we do not have third-party financing on this project. We have so far spent over $1.1 billion on this project from our cash flow. By the third quarter of this year, we'll complete the entire welding of this work. And what it means is that we can actually energize this line by the third quarter of this year.
The AKK pipeline project is part of the larger 1,300 kilometers Trans-Nigeria gas pipeline project, which is designed to supply gas to the various regions of Nigeria and ultimately connect to the Trans-Sahara gas pipeline for exports. From the north-central city of Ajaokuta, the pipeline will connect Nigeria's capital, Abuja, and the northern town of Kaduna before ending at a terminal gas station in Kano.
This line will flow 2 billion scoop of gas. And what this means is that you are delivering 2 billion scoop of gas every day into this line, powering industries, powering power plants, creating gas-based industries. And this is the ultimate objective.
The gas pipeline is expected to boost Nigeria's electricity generation capacity by adding 3,600 megawatts of power to the national grid. It's also expected to promote increased local usage of domestic gas and drastically reduce the large volume of gas flared in the oil-rich delta region of the country. But there are security concerns over the project.
As security agencies are basically thin on the ground because of commitments to other critical issues in the country, the ability to effectively protect those pipelines will largely fall with the communities through which they pass. So you have two elements of protection. You have the security agencies and you have the communities. And it's our hope that the community, seeing the benefits and the impacts that this gas pipeline will bring, will take ownership and protect the pipeline, because by protecting the pipeline, it is actually protecting their own interests.
Nigeria has an abundance of gas reserves, and the country is counting on the natural resource as a transition fuel to provide electricity and cleaner energy by 2060. So as the world gradually moves away from fossil fuel, authorities are racing against time to exploit all the benefits they can derive from gas before it goes out of...
Guys, I just seen that video. That's the Nigerian gas and oil pipeline that they're working on, and it's a little bit behind schedule because I've known of it for a while. But the good news about this is it's bankrolled by the government in Nigeria and with the oil company there. So there's no outside influence in this, so that's a good thing. One. Number two, I really hope this line will not be sabotaged by outside influence just to set the country back, because it's a major project and it costs a lot of money, 2 billion to be exact, and they don't have enough security personnel, so guys, as I said in the video, to secure the entire length of the pipeline, the 614 kilometer or whatever it is. But so what he's employing is whichever community it passes through, the citizens of said communities must just keep an eye on it, it will benefit them because this is gonna make them have more stable electricity, and they're gonna add more jobs. They're gonna make gas become a little bit more cheaper as well. They're gonna power more industries, because the more power they have, the more people they can hire and the more jobs they can offer. And then it's all around. It's a win-win situation for the country. And I hope as time goes on, they can train more and more people to protection of the security personnel to be security pipeline, because they cannot solely depend on community, because in the community they do have people that have ill intent and they are easily swayed by money. So someone come and pay them a certain amount of money that they have never seen. Someone come and say, okay, I'll give you $50,000 if you sabotage this pipeline for me. A person who never seen that much money and who don't have self-worth or don't have that inner love, for where they're from, they will take this opportunity. And and destroy this pipeline. So I really hope that doesn't happen, and when they start off, it's not sabotage again by the West, because that's what they do, because they don't want Africa and to elevate themselves in no way, shape, or form. So they're doing everything. They're fighting tooth and nail right now to keep Africa as is, because they are still sanctioning countries right in Africa up to today. They're still writing up new sanctions, especially for South Africa, Zimbabwe, Ghana, and this place. They are heavily sanctioned still, and this is some of the reasons why they're doing it, because the more the country economy grow or elevate, the more a threat they feel towards the West. Tanzania and Uganda also did a deal with the UK oil company to make the pipeline pass through. So if no one is not troubling that pipeline, I hope no one will come and trouble the Nigerian built and owned pipeline. Because I think now Tanzania is getting 3.1 billion annually from the pipeline passing through Tanzania and Uganda as well. But this is Nigerian built, and although it's 2.1 billion, just to build it, it's gonna pump millions of cubic of gas through this line. So you're gonna again empower the country to grow and gain more money, grow the economy, give more jobs, and make things more cheaper, and have more stable electrical grids and more people getting more power. And this in turn will help farms, because farms really need electrical power to help their farms to grow. Especially people who store grains and who makes what do you call it? Like process stuff and in the country. To process it and to store it, you need power, and constant power, not on and off power. So this is a good project, a good look. I hope they get through with it, which they are, and that's a hope. Let's say they get through it and it get finished by the third quarter of this year, which means by September, October, somewhere there. Then it'll be operational, and then we'll take it from there. I'll do another video to see how far they reach and what impact it has on the economy. So don't know, WSSM podcast. Don't know, it is tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Tell a friend. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace, one love. Boom.